Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And this is and I'm going to be doing a match analysis of my own match at the exhibition of the reveal. It's actually 12 a.m. right now, Eastern Time, and this is actually a night before of the U.S. stress test that's coming up. And I wanted to do a little something just to get the hype going and actually compare what I did in the match for the upcoming stress test, and hopefully I get a code to play in the beta. So okay, let's get it on here.
Always great to see you. You bring so much passion to your competitions. How excited are you to be here, Gur?
Very excited. I'm happy to see everybody, see all these new characters, new game. Just super stoked to be here. Very happy moment. I'm gonna
See, this
make
is
the
he
most
was
of it.
Joshua Gray.
Everyone have a seat and get ready.
Just have an interview with
This
Joshua
is
Gray always.
your
It's always nice in these
champion
tournaments, just
from
being up on the
Texas,
stage and answering
the free
questions.
agent Scar.
So yeah, beforehand actually, I just want to make a disclaimer that we only had 45 minutes to play in the exhibition,
Congratulations, Scar.
and as soon as the presentation ended, we just had to just go straight in, find our strings, find our combos, and things like that. Very little time, so it's really surprising how the match turned out despite this short time.
We'll give these players a second to double check their button checks, see
And
what they need to do in order to maximize their potential in this game. And remember, they've only had a couple hours playing this game, but it shows
yeah, so you see,
how
Joshua
well
mentions a couple hours was just 45 minutes. We were like really short on time, but it's fine.
differences we see in the game
Uh,
compared to Mortal Kombat X. We'll give them a couple more minutes to
and
get
also
set.
another thing I wanted to mention is we were actually restricted to just one variation to compete with. We didn't really have a chance
Who's
to
ready? Scar, are you
try
ready?
out other variations. I know Geras has way more moves than the Chronic Griefer that was at the reveal.
This one's exciting for me.
And I believe the Sand Pillar, I get the Sand Pillar and stepping it back,
She might as well be a brand new character.
and
About
just
time.
it was basically the standard of the reveal what they had at the first variation.
Enough about Scarlet. Let's talk about this dude right here.
So you immediately gravitated toward this character. You should probably tell everyone
Yeah,
why.
we were Scar and I agreed to just let the intros play out, but the thing is the audio was just not working. But now the match will start.
Baraka also does have a command grab.
So yeah, it was just me getting a feel for my opponent, me just getting used to a lot of the movements. As you see in the match, I'm getting hit a lot of things I don't know. And started off with a command grab. So for those that don't know, he has a back forward two command grab,
Throws you into it.
and the longer you hold the button, the farther he travels into the distance. And if you reach the corner, it actually does extra damage. So I do a few more times, and you'll probably see the corner animation go through.
Little kind of atrocitus sort of semi-zoning, as you saw right there.
Which is just a lot of zoning
Crazy stuff in the variation.
tools. I feel like Scarlet was really strong in his build of MK11.
Let me tell you.
He has a rewind time move. He has a
For
rewind
multiple
dash
options
with
full
time
screen.
with the clock.
So you can see him just getting knocked out by the tentacle.
He has
This is really hard to just move in. But I was just getting a feel for my opponent the first time.
Yeah, very, very funky.
So it looked like it was like really hard to come back, but I feel like in this game,
Which is incredible.
you can still get the momentum in your favor. See here, I get a nice good hit. It's a mid into the lowest 4-2-2 grab. So you push him into the corner, just getting opened up. And I knew, so I knew Fatal Blows have armor, and I had a more far-reaching Fatal Blow than
And it is a huge
Scarlet.
amount of damage, as you can see.
So when I assumed start up his projectile, I knew that I had enough time to get the armor frames just to punish him for it, and that's how I basically just stole the round from him. I feel like Fatal Blows in that sense can be a game changer.
The fatal blow is going to be one of the best ways to have armor. It is not tied to your stamina bar at all,
Right.
which means you don't have to use your
Bloomer in
resource.
the corner. Just trying to pressure him. Like, there's a lot of strings I don't know about the frames. Just like I said, not enough time. And as you notice, I don't know if let me rewind it back. I don't know what that string is, but basically when she ends it in the spear, I'm not sure about Scarlet's buttons, but if you get crushing blow by then, I believe it's on counter hit. You'll notice in a second. Yeah, a punish actually. You'll get the crushing blow, and as you see this huge damage over time just dripping away at me, so it's like a really good option for her. You gotta really be careful whiffing moves in front of her because it's a really good move or string. But even then, I'm just getting pushed back and pressured. That string, I believe, is unsafe, but I didn't really get to punish it. I just used my frames to get a command grab. There you go, the wall damage. So Geras has really good corner carry, and once you're in the corner against them, it's like really hard because you can press at his advantage against you. Oh, this is how I came back. So if you didn't know, his 111 grab is a string in itself, but how it crushing blow, and this surprised me as well. I didn't learn this till later, that if they block the first two hits and gets hit by the third hit of the overhead, let me show you in a bit. Yeah, so I get a little forward, and then he's blocking the first two hits, gets hit by the overhead, and then when the animation finishes, it crushing blows. So it's a really good mix-up tool because his sand trap can also crushing blow if you're blocking high and if you get hit against it. So he has a 50-50 crushing blow, which I think is would be really strong. Like, you know, the first days of the game, a lot of people don't know how to block things properly or what to expect. So I feel like there's going to be really strong options for him. And of course, to mention, crushing blows only happen once per game, so you have to use it wisely. You think of it as like it's your own resource. You don't want to use it too early. You don't want to use it where you'd be better off just taking the round, just like without it really. But I take the first game, and it's my first time fighting Scarlet too. So like I said, it's just a lot of things to get used to. And it's very different, and just the way the game plays is very different. And as you saw, I try to do temporal advantage. It's the move where you get frozen in time and then get a bunch of hits done before time unfreezes you. And it's really unsafe on block. Like, you don't want to be doing this out of nowhere. You'd rather be doing this move on whiff, or like to whiff punish your opponent, or even a meterless combo in the corner. Not meterless, but just a combo extension in the corner. But it's a very good move in itself. I just used it out of nowhere because I just read that he was gonna press a button and it would catch him. And here is where I really made a mistake. Well, no, I think that's later on. But I just get stuck in this corner, and I did not know that that whole wall on the left, that mattress, that whole wall, you can actually jump out of it. So this stage actually has two dive kick interactables on each corner, similar to the pit in MKX. So you can't. It's really hard to really keep someone in the corner if they have meter and the option to leave the corner. So as you see, I'm kind of trying to trade with Scarlet or Scar. And the thing is, she has a very far technical, because there's different distances you can activate some zoning abilities. There's like four distances. There's close, or very close. There's close. There's mid, and there's very far. And it takes some time because those moves don't track, and that's what the balance of these zoning tools are. Is you have to read where your opponent is, and you have to be careful not to just throw it out there, because some of these zoning moves have a lot more recovery and you can get punished for it. Yeah, the tentacle is very strong in this build of Scarlet. Like, if you guys don't notice, the last washed up warriors of 16-bit versus Dizzy, Scarlet's tentacle was actually nerfed. So I'm not really surprised, because it was very strong in the review. It had a lot of pushback, not a lot of recovery, and on top of her other zoning tools, it was really hard to deal with, in my opinion. But Scar is just messing up me. And here I use the step in it back, his other move in this variation. I don't use very much, because I wasn't really too familiar about it, but it's basically canceling a single hit into like another attack. So you can do it to do a forward one, his forward advancing mid, or a low poke, and then you just use the step in it back. It costs 1 bar of offense meter, and then you just keep on with your pressure. So it's very interesting. I'm really excited if I'm able to play tomorrow or this morning actually, and if Geras is in the actual stress test. But I just have so many ideas with this character, and so many things I want to do, and it's very interesting. Just thinking about it ever since I left the reveal. But this is game 3. And I just keep getting hit by these secondary hit strings because I'm just not used to it. Like, there's so much. I know with time I could definitely play this matchup a lot better, especially with zoning properly and trading properly. Um, but I do want to mention that I kind of wish I had the sand trap where I was able to teleport because during that move animation, I'm not able to be traded off that animation with the attack. So let's say she throws a projectile and hits me out of regular sand trap. Now it's not possible with the teleport. And there you go, temporal advantage. So I was talking about it. I kind of missed the combo here. I was just making it up on the fly. Wasn't really able to do it optimally because I was practicing with Tweety during the 45 minutes, and we were both trying to figure out our characters. We didn't really have time to make up these combos, and some of the NRS devs were helping us, and it's just getting tripped. This seems like a bad matchup, but I feel like it's way too early to tell because the meta hasn't really developed because of this whole one-day game and one-day build, and so much can change with that time frame, especially like tomorrow when there's a new build for the game for people to play online. So you see what I mean by the sand trap? Like I trapped her, but then because I got hit by the projectile or the tentacle, I wasn't able to finish it and get the damage I wanted. Just carry as far as possible, and for those of you who didn't know, the command grab can actually crushing blow. So how it crushing blows is you need the maximum distance traveled. So let's say half screen, and you held it as long as possible to trigger the wall animation. And once you do that, it crushing blows into a lot of damage. I remember hitting it against Honeybee in one of our sets after the reveal. And yeah, what I noticed is unlike command grab characters in traditional NRS games, Geras, it seems like Geras, especially when he brings you to the corner, he really moves back quite far away. So it's not like you can get an Oki game going where you can just keep going command grab. Like you're spaced out pretty far back, where you have to play that spacing game again, and it's not really guessing on their part. So it's very interesting how they dealt with command grab characters so far, at least. And this should kill. I feel like his fatal blow is gonna be one of the best in the game if it stays the way it is, because it's almost half screen and it can punish like a lot of things. And here you go with the sand trap. I'm not gonna let his zone game going. Being a lot more patient with it, and I believe Sand Pillar, there you go, amplified. I tried to amplify him to bait him to move forward, so he had to stay right there, and because of that, I got a combo off of it. I think his Sand Pillar delayed is a really good like mind game tool, and you can even come. I got even got more damage off of that too, with two pillars and a sand trap. So it's very interesting how many things I can do with it. That should be a low. Let's get him with the grab. Here, this is my game right now. I'm controlling the space. He has to come in on me. So I'm in really good position right now. And he can get chipped out. I'm just waiting for him to go in. And as soon as he jumps, it's just down 2. So I definitely played really well that round. Like as long as I get the life lead, I'm able to play the game at my own pace. Don't have to go in as much and just move back and forth and try to bait out a lot of things like that jump in. It's very interesting playing. Just playing this game is just so much different than any other NRS game I've played, but I really enjoyed it. I feel it's definitely my favorite. And here we have a crushing blow. There's so much damage as you see. Um, how do you trigger it? Is 422 grab is as you see he was recovering, so it was a punish. So when you do this as a punish, is very rewarding damage. One of his highest damaging crushing blow, assuming it stays like that. So I really like that. I hit him again with it, but they don't finish it with the animation. I probably wasn't expecting him to hit. Oh, and I'm surprised he neutral jumped that whole pillar. But here we go, the delayed pillar saving my back. And it's a very useful tool. I'm definitely going to look at all his moves if I'm able to play the stress test. And just figure out what I can do with him. And as I try to grab an interactable, but I got hit. I got punished with it. I think I didn't have meter because I was trying to get the armor for it to attack, but I think I just either messed up the input or just didn't have a meter. I think I just messed up the input. Yeah, because you're supposed to lose offense and defense meter for armoring interactables. So that was gonna be my get off me too. But right now I'm suffering a lot of damage over time, which is what I mean. Once you get hit by that crushing blow, it can really turn against you because their pressure is gonna add up over time with their chip damage and a lot of hits. But I'm just getting hit a lot. Just not really respecting the slow startup of the second hits of the string, and I did the side switch right there, which is really good on my part.
So they're both finding
But
pretty good
now,
position on taking the opponent
yeah,
off the lot.
the giant fist is a high, although it's safe, like -7. It's still a high, so I have to be careful with using that, like in certain situations where it's not gonna become a true block string. I'm just not blocking. It's just playing bet. And the chainsaw actually is a very interesting interactable. It actually crushing blows if you hit the person up close with it. Otherwise, it's just a regular projectile you can throw. So I really think it's very interesting, and especially if you have armor, it's probably going to be useful, damaging interactable, and I like that. I like those kinds of options and situations where you have to be mindful of the stage, and although it's not, I feel like it's not going to be extremely overpowered. Like let's say an Injustice Unblockable interactable, it's still an option because it's going to be one of the options that have of having armor in the game. Because armor is almost non-existent in this game, with the exception of like a Fatal Blow or Interactables or Kano's, one of Kano's special moves giving him armor, and Baraka as well. But there's so many things I could have done better, and I just didn't know. Like I didn't know Geras had a +6 body splash, so his jumping is really good up close.
And is that safe?
And if I knew that, I would have definitely jumped in a lot more when I had the chance. Or even use Garrus's back 2-2, which is this double-handed swing that you can special cancel into, and it's just whiff punishing a lot of stuff. But it's just things I wasn't used to, and with like 45 minutes of playtime, I feel I feel satisfied with this set. It wasn't like I got bodied free, and the tip roll advantage doing its work, and I could have gotten so much more from that, and I just wasn't. I just combo just didn't go out, and there you go. He hits me with the damage over time, crushing blow, and it is so much.
Oh, we saw Scar try, I believe, as well.
Yeah, that was kind of my round, but I just wasn't patient.
Very patient right there. I like the anti-air.
A nice throw break from. I didn't expect that. He's getting in the corner. Try to throw him into the corner. The whip. And that's the first time he's interacted. Admittedly, I heard 16-bit say that that's an interactable, and I just reacted and like, wow, I didn't know that. Because usually the interactables flash when you get near it, and I just didn't see it when I was near the mattress. And that, yeah, that's still plus, just like the other dive kick interactables in NRS games. And a huge mistake I did here that kind of costed me the game is just going crazy with the fatal blow, treating it like an X-ray as if it was gonna give me armor. And because I did that, I'm in like a super bad position where I don't have my fatal blow. Well, now I do, but by then this was it for me. And just like that, I lost the set in a very close 3-2. But I'm really grateful for the experience and NRS inviting me and BCF having me on this exhibition and being able to actually find the character I wanted to play right off the bat in MK11. That was always my worry, because I usually don't have a particular character I'd play in MK games. I usually play as much as I can unless it fits the archetype I like. So it's very interesting, and that was a really good set. And I just hope to play Geras if I actually receive a code for the stress test. But I'm gonna see the trailer for Geras. There's some things like he did I just didn't do. Even just like the double hand swing that you can special cancel. And here's the crushing blow to max distance, just like what I was talking about. I'm interested in that. Just clone teleport. And you see Baraka was blocking and he caught him with the sand trap and this crushing blows, like I said, it can get it to a 50-50. But this is the sand trap I'd rather have against zoners because as you saw like Scorpion tried to hit him with a fireball, but because the animation's going through, it doesn't matter and he's not able to get hit out of it and it's a damage trading. So I think it's really good. Not sure if I'm gonna use the rewind time move because it takes a lot away. Like it takes like 3 spots. Even the sand trap too. Well, that's Geras overall. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed my analysis. Just trying to upload something for the hype of the MK11 stress test. If I do get a code this morning, I will stream it. So be on the lookout for that, and I will try to upload this by tonight. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I get the habit of uploading more videos and tech for you guys and even just tournament tips. So any little bit helps. So I really appreciate everybody stopping by and have a good night or morning, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you.